You're going to come with me as I do a 7-minute set at Peadar Kearney's in Dublin. You're going to find out. You're going to find out when you see it. Come along. Peadar Kearney's is like right up on the main fucking street up here. Currently feel a little bit like a fucking idiot talking to a fucking camera. Yeah, I don't actually know what I'm going to talk about. I have 7 minutes, but that'll be grand. Like I pretty much have fucking 12 to 15 as in ready, so 7 should be fine. Open up on the usuals. The usuals being Kink Club and then Berlin and then Why I'm Single. All the usuals, all the regulars. I can talk freely now because no one can hear me and no one is around me. It's cancelled?
I emailed there 10 minutes ago.
Alright, okay. The gig is cancelled. Alright, I'm going to pop into the Workman's.
Edna was your kind of Melbourne.
Hi, is John here for the com?
Yeah, here.
Hello. How are you getting on?
Sick camera, bro. You know I'm trying to get a camera. What camera is that?
This is
Wait a minute. Aren't you in fucking Edinburgh?
not in Edinburgh. Sorry, this is like, you don't mind appearing in a video, do you?
Clearly you're not in Edinburgh. I just thought you were.
John, I'm not in Edinburgh.
Clearly.
What made you think I was in
Because
Edinburgh?
I said when are you back from, I thought you were flying back from Edinburgh. What's
Oh,
this?
is that
This is me trying to fucking
is
make...
that M50?
You're making content.
R50?
Making content, yeah. This is a Canon 80D. Like now, like look how fucking like. Okay, all right. Do you want to take half a step back? just over. So your man. No. Which one?
That one?
Those ones.
Not those ones. Thank you, Sean.
No problem at all.
You're a good man.
So then.
We're trying to go on lights.
All right. Okay. How are we doing? So my question was this, because your man was
For the online content.
for the online content. Your man was saying he shoots his own stuff and then he sends it off to the guy.
He doesn't even shoot it. He does, Comedy Store?
Oh, and he sends it to the guy.
Yeah.
The guy edits it into these short 40-second clips.
Yeah.
My question that I really want to answer though, because anyone can do that, is what about the material? Like, does he do new material every fucking time? Like, what happens to his actual show? Like, is his show the material that he's already shown online? Or is it crowd work? Because I know Vittorio Angeloni, right?
Yeah,
he does only crowd work, which is beautiful because it's like, it's material, but it's content, but it's not his material, which means when you come to see him, you also get his show. Like, to me, that's the genius of that.
Yeah. See, I think with Jack, what I've seen, I think it's all just material, but the way I see it now, because I used to be him, I was like, I'm not gonna burn my material. Like, I have a guy who's helping me with like all this kind of stuff with editing and all that, and he's saying he wants to use material, and I'm kind of like, nah, I don't want to use the material. I want to just use the crowd work. But at the same time, even if you have to burn the material, that material, I think 15,000 followers, and what he's gonna get off that is worth the burning of.
Then let me ask you this: how long? So let's say once you put it online, don't use the material again.
I think he continues using it.
But let's say for you, if you like put the material online, would you use the material again?
I think I would, because the thing is, maybe if I was like 100,000 followers, yeah, no, but if it was 15,000 followers and I'm still just doing gigs like this, it's not going to be a whole audience just for you. Maybe if I was doing a solo show, then yeah, I can't use any of that because that's everyone coming for me. They'll know all the stuff from online. But if I have 15,000 followers and I'm doing the Cavern in Cork and they have 50, 60 people in, and 2 people know me from online and they're like, oh, I heard that joke. They're not going to be like, oh no.
Okay, but then, all right, okay. So the way you're,
I'll still be on the scene. I'm not doing my solos.
But so you were saying you'd use the material to kind of gain those followers, to gain the fan base.
Yeah.
But then would there not be? But maybe that's a problem. Maybe it's a good problem to have. I guess what I'm saying is like, or what I'm thinking is, okay. And I feel so under pressure here because I know you have to go. Sorry, actually, can I think you get a step this way? No, this way. Sorry, yeah, sorry. Okay, sorry. I'm just moving you. My question is, because let's say there's a moment where let's say you have all the followers, but you've used all the material. Well, now you need to come up with a brand new hour out of no. But maybe that's the joy of it.
Yeah, because I tell you what kind of changed my opinion on it. You know Ralph Barboza?
No.
Ralph Barboza is a comic in America who blew up this year from posting videos, and he was doing his material, and it's meticulous. He opened for Dave Chappelle recently. Like he's like come up a lot, and he doesn't do any crowd work. I don't think he just does his material, and he's gone so big. He's like the next up and comer.
So what?
He's recording a Netflix special soon, actually.
Which is none of the material.
I would assume so. I don't know yet, but I think that's kind of thing. Like for me, I kind of think I see this part of my career as like
just gaining followers.
No, not even that. Like
finding your fan base.
Yeah, on Instagram. But I mean, like as a comic with the craft, I see as right now I'm learning how to be the comedian I want to be. So like I do like 50.
Thank you.
Like I do like 50.
I watch Coleman.
No. Just in like I do what's it called 15 minutes of writing at least every day. And I do that because I'm trying to figure out, okay, if I make it, I need to know how I write my jokes in a way that people, because everyone has their own style. So I'm like, I need to figure out my style so that when I make it, I'm not going to be like, oh fuck, I need an hour in 2 years and then I don't know how to write it. You know, like I'm just kind of, doing gigs. I want to be able to know how to write my material. I not have to work on it for 2 years to make it funny. I want to be able to do it first time and it's good, but it's a solid foundation. Because right now I'm doing my new material and most of it bombs. It's not working. But I'm like, okay, I just have to keep on working until I figure out.
Do you ever find? Sorry.
I'm gonna bomb tonight.
Do you ever find that that when you're writing stuff though, like so this is just like, do you write new stuff or you write notes? It doesn't matter. You have to write 15 minutes a day. But do you find when you're writing that you're like, and that's the moment that they're gonna like. When I often I'm like, oh, there, that's hilarious, and then you deliver it. You're like, all right, so yeah, okay, that wasn't a punchline, I guess.
Yeah,
like,
that can be a big, like it's very demotivating. But I was talking to Stephen Mullen, and he actually gave me a new twist, new idea in that. I always look at comedy and like, oh, you have to work on comedy, but he actually looked at it from a creative aspect, and he was like, this is what a creative does. What I always looked at is this is what a comic should write. You should do set up punchline thing. So he was like, oh, you have to do, you have to think creatively, think outside of the box. So I've been trying to add more creative aspects to stand. So the last 2 days, last 2 days I've been looking up this thing called flow. So it's kind of like what
flow state.
So I didn't know anything like that. I knew when I did it, but I mean when I watched the video, I was like, oh, so that's what it is when you're like when I'm in the groove and I'm writing and I'm in the groove.
Zone.
So I was watching the video actually around today about how to get into that state. And I watched Stoicism, I think it's called. So that's another one that I was learning about. So I was like, I'm actually trying to use those techniques. And I think if I apply them, I'd be a better comic for it. Instead of just looking at stand-up being like, okay, I have to gig every day, write material, I have to add the creative aspect, which is like, because Stoicism, it talks about how Stoics focus on the journey, not the destination. So I'm like, if I'm writing jokes, then I shouldn't be upset if the punchline doesn't work, which will be the destination. I should be happy I did the work that's going to make me a tiny bit better. Does it make sense?
No, totally. No, because what you're saying, is like I'm on the same. I feel like I realize because I'd get frustrated because like here I do have a sentence coming. It is about to come out. Sometimes I have like 4 thoughts trying to get out of my mouth at once. September to May, I'm like doing workshops, so I'm out sometimes outside of Dublin 2 or 3 days a week, which means I can't be at gigs. So and then when I get back to Dublin, usually I'm fucking exhausted. So I need like a day, but then that's 4 days of the week gone, and it's like. But so I had the same sort of thing lately because I always felt like I feel like I'm not improving quick enough, and it was the same thing of like, well, look, it is the journey. It's funny because I have a joke about. Have you heard my joke about that?
No.
I was like, because I say I was in Berlin, and I say I was sad in Berlin, and it made me think of the quote, "Enjoy the journey." You know, and I asked someone, you know that quote, and they're like, yeah. I was like, I always used to think it was positive, but I realize now that it's not. It's negative, and the reason is that you're never going to become the thing you want to become. So enjoy the journey.
So enjoy it.
It always gets, and then I always ask some audience member like, what's one of your life goals? And I'm like, enjoy that journey. Sorry.
I get you.
Sorry. Hey, sorry. Sorry. No, but that's sorry. No, that was. But I hear you. So how often are you gigging over in London? It's basically turning into an interview. But how often were you gigging over in London?
Almost every day, to be honest.
What do you do for money? As in, like, do you?
So what I did was, when I worked in McDonald's last year, I didn't do my emergency tax. So I was getting half my paycheck.
So they're using that as savings, like.
Yeah, it was kind of tough. But then when I left my job in December, did in New Year, I got like 2,600 back.
Okay.
And then with stand-up, I'm usually breaking even on how much I spend. Like if a gig pays you €50, this one pays you, I don't know, 30, another one pays you 20. I'm only traveling up and down, it's only about €4. So I was breaking even, and I was saving that money though for London, so now I'm broke. Now it's a struggle.
Okay.
So now I'm applying for jobs in London because I was just gonna do it again and just now that I'm back in Ireland, apply for a job and just work and then go back next year. But now I'm like, I actually want to stay in London, so I'm applying for jobs in London. Gonna stay in London. But the thing is, I knew it was a big risk to go because over here with gigs, I knew I'd break even, but I knew once I go to London, no one knows me in London.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be getting paid, so I'm going to be just making a consistent loss. But I didn't know it'd be as expensive as, like, just because it was my first time living by myself, so there's certain things I had to buy that I didn't consider.
Do you know that you have to buy? Yeah, like, I don't.
Like I got there and I was like, I have to buy soap, I have to buy Listerine, like come on.
No, soap just appears, right?
But the big
Do you
one,
have to wash my own clothes? Just the music on. Oh fuck yeah! Sure. Sorry, sorry. Can never just hear us having a conversation at the back of the room.
But the big
It
one
was fantastic for this here.
but the big one that was probably just that so much hotter in London than here, so I had to buy all new clothes. Like everything I'm wearing today is just new clothes I bought in London because I couldn't wear my jeans because it's so much. I thought just because it's 40-minute trip, not too much weather difference, but it is.
Yeah.
Hotter.
It's a hotter. It's like more humid there. Isn't it?
Yeah, like especially if you're on the tube and all that. Like I think my mum said it's because there's a lot more people, so a lot more pollution, all that. So temperatures are a bit higher, but I wasn't expecting it.
There's sorry, and go whenever you need to go.
I have to go.
Okay. Cheers, Sean. Thank you so much.
Real life. You deserve that, good thing to happen to you. Yeah, because she's actually unreal. A bit of pressure, but see how it goes.
Hello! Hello! Oh my God, how's everybody doing? Are you excited about the Crackdown Comedy Club? You're a lovely crowd. I think you're all fucking ready for a good comedy night. What do you reckon? I want to get out of the way because we've got an absolutely unbelievable lineup tonight, and I want to share those fantastic comedians with you. Are you excited for your first act? His first act is a brilliant local comedian. He's absolutely killing it. He's absolutely wonderful. You're going to love him. His name is Shawn Uyosa. You guys absolutely raise the roof for the absolutely fantastic Shawn Uyosa.
Look at that! Oh shit! Come on! Keep rolling!
All right, so that was a fun evening. Got to interview Shawn Uyosa, who's a hilarious comedian. Yeah, so I think that's pretty much it.